so tired of being here, suppressed by all my childish fears. And if you have to leave...
As my last list had put it, television deaths are traumatic. However, they are nothing compared to the effects of the movie death. These are deaths that give us no chance of seeing our beloved characters again after the end credits have finished rolling. And with this, I give you my list of the top 7 saddest deaths in film. To make the list, the character's death must have been impactful to the story, the audience, and their fellow characters. They cannot be deaths that we ultimately rooted for throughout the character's life, or screen time, and they cannot be fictionalized versions of real people. And why the number 7? Because we really need to begin. So, without further ado, let's begin. Number 7. Danny Vineyard from American History X. A young neo-Nazi in training, this misguided youth idolized his older Nazi brother. This ultimately led to his downfall after a dispute with a black gang member. The following day, Danny is met face-to-face with the muzzle of a gun and is shot in the chest. What makes this death sad is that Danny is killed by a boy his age in a situation that it could easily have been prevented. But not only that, but his death comes right after his decision to turn his life around and stray away from his hate-filled existence. Number 6. Jenny from Forrest Gump. The major love interest of the film, Jenny is easily dislikable as she frequently crushes and abuses Forrest's love for her and her rampant drug use. However, seeing her through the eyes of Forrest Gump, she is his reason for going on. After years of drug abuse and ultimately terrible life, Jenny and Forrest finally come together as a couple and as a family with their son. However, after a brief stint of happiness, she confesses her impending death of AIDS. And, following her death, one can see the impact it has on Forrest and little Forrest. Number 5. Ricky Baker from Boys in the Hood. In the crime-ridden streets of South Los Angeles, gang violence is rampant. Ricky Baker was an intelligent student who had the misfortune of being caught up in the nonsense. With the chance to leave the ghetto with an athletic scholarship, Ricky was on the road to a good life. However, a prior dispute with members of the Bloods cut his life short, and he becomes a victim of a drive-by. What makes his death sad is that this kid could have been something great, but the senseless act of gang violence stops for no man. Number 4. Sam from I Am Legend. As the last man on Earth's last and only friend, Samantha, the German Shepherd, was his guardian and the last shred of family that Robert Neville has. When Robert is injured and trapped in an area with infected monsters, Sam risks herself to save her master, and after she's infected, Robert must toil with the idea of euthanizing his pet and only friend. What makes her death sad is not only the fact that Robert is killing his friend and pet and ultimately leaving himself alone in a world full of monsters, but the look on his face as he forces himself to save his dog from a cruel fate says it all. Number 3. Jack Dawson from Titanic.
Please evacuate this building.
Oh, come on! There's totally room for Jack on that plank, you selfish...
Number 2.
No. That's selfish...
Number 2. John Coffey from The Green Mile. This peaceful giant is a prisoner on death row for a crime he didn't commit. This man was innocent, both literally and figuratively. He was kind, shy, and had the power to heal people granted to him by God. What makes his death truly sad is that this man was not only innocent, but he was executed by the very people he befriended, and in the end, nobody wanted to see him die. Now for a few honorable mentions who didn't quite make the list. Number 1. Ellie from Up. The opening to Up is easily one of the best scenes in Disney's gallery. However, it is in this scene that we get this death. Ellie was the wife of protagonist Carl Fredricksen. The two were happy and content with their life together. Now what makes her death truly sad and worthy of this spot is that despite the obstacles that she and Carl overcame, the two were incredibly content with each other and unified by their love of adventure. And in the end, Ellie dies peacefully. We see the happy and adventurous part of Carl's life taken away by the inevitable, and we all knew that in some way her time had to come. Film deaths can affect people in the worst ways, and Claudette, are you crying?
No, you idiot. Up is on feeling stupid. Il ne me fait pas triste. What about you? You cried at the film?
Yeah, I also cried it during Radio, Forrest Gump, and Charlotte's Web.
Wait, you seriously cried at Charlotte's Web?
Damn it, Erwin! That spider was special!
There's just too much that time cannot erase. When you cried, I'd wipe away all of your tears. When you experienced